Hey there! We're going to be doing text features again today. So just as a reminder, what are text features? Well, text features are pretty much anything within your passage, within your textbook, within anything that you're reading that's not part of the main passage. So anything that's in the main body of what you're reading, that's not a text feature. Or that anything that's not that is a text feature. If it's just the main body, then it's not a text feature. So we talked about a few yesterday. We're going to keep on moving today. So the first one we have is a caption. And a caption is just information underneath the photograph that tells more information about the picture. So here the caption is what's outlined in black in that rectangle. It says Saturn is the sixth planet from the sun. Saturn has many rings of rock and ice that orbit the planet. So it has a picture on top. The caption underneath is what gives you more information. So sometimes captions can be on top of pictures, like you can see here. This one, we see a picture of a chimp, and then the caption is what has this arrow going towards it, and it says adult male chimps weigh 100 pounds on average. So it's just a little more information. Sometimes it's a fun fact. Just gives you more information about what's going on in that illustration or in that picture. The next one is a keyword. Keywords are words that are in the text that are important. So we're talking vocabulary words, keywords that are just you need to know to understand what's going on in the lesson. These are sometimes bolded, sometimes they're in italics, sometimes they're in color, sometimes they're highlighted. Basically anything that makes that word stand out compared to the rest of the text. So here, fish is a keyword in this particular passage. It's just a keyword that the author has deemed important. So they made it red, they made it in italics. And that's how you know that that word is important, that it's a keyword. You'll also see it in your science textbooks, in your history textbooks. So here the keyword is fossil fuels. They made it bold and they highlighted it. So typically these are words that you can find in the index in the back of your book, which is what we talked about yesterday. But we're going to be talking about a glossary here in a minute, and you can use that for that too. So next one, we have a timeline. We have a timeline that is a diagram that shows events in a chronological order. So that means it's going from the beginning to the end of something. This particular one is the life of George Washington. So we could use this for our social studies figures, right? We can do it for presidents. We could do it for things that are not people too. So maybe the timeline or the history of Indiana. We could do the history of the United States. We could just do the history of Sellersburg. And then we can put it on this timeline. It's put in order from this one specifically starts in 1732. So that's the beginning of George Washington's timeline. That's when he was born. And it goes all the way to the end when he dies in 1799. So then in the middle are just key events that that person felt was important to share. So one was that when he got married, and another was when he was elected the president. So you could also do a timeline for yourself. And in the middle of it, you would just start with when you were born up until today, or up until whichever year you want to cut off on. And then you'll say all the important events in the middle. Now, you're not going to just say, like, on 2012 at 8 a.m. I woke up. Well, obviously you woke up. These are going to be important events like I had my 7th birthday party, or my little sister was born in 2009. Those are like key events within your life. So here's another example. This one has a lot more events in it, but we have the beginning of Nelson Mandela's life, which was in 1918, and it goes all the way to when he died in 2013. So all these events in the middle, they have little dots here. They go out. They gives you like a caption almost, just a little information in the year that key event happened. And the last one is glossary, which is what I mentioned earlier. A glossary is in the back of your book. It's near your index. But instead of just being where to find the keywords, these are just definitions. So a glossary is basically just a dictionary in the back of your book. The glossary contains words that are found in the book. So this is not just like Webster's dictionary in the back of your book. Otherwise, your textbook would be like super large, right? No, these are just words that are found in the book that the authors deemed you might need help with or give you more information. Those keywords, the words that were highlighted or italicized, are typically back here because they know that you need to know the definition for that. So this one's a pretty easy glossary, but let's say dog in this particular textbook was highlighted. It was a keyword. And you're like, ooh, I want more information on what dog means. You go back to the back of the glossary, or the back of the book, you find the glossary. The glossary is in alphabetical order, so I go all the way down to the words that start with V, and then I see, a dog and a mammal that barks and has 4 legs. And that's it. Just gives you a little more information. So here's another example of a glossary. See B, C, D, E, F. It's all in alphabetical order. And maybe I'm reading I'm reading chapter 3 of this book, and I come across the word erosion. I'm like, ooh, I'm still a little confused. Even after reading the passage, even after looking at the text features around it, I'm still a little confused. What I'm going to do, I'm going to open up to the back of my book, find my glossary, look up the letter E. I go down, not earthquake, not energy, erosion. Erosion is the picking up and moving of rocks and soil to a new place. And that's it. Just gives you a little extra definition for it. Yes. And actually, on this page, we have one other text feature that I'm hoping that you'll remember. Here, what the words for this one, that's a caption, right? So we have our picture here. The caption's on top of the picture this time, but still it's describing what's going on in the picture. And the same goes for down here. That's also a caption. All right, fantastic. So that is all that I have for you today. You have a Google form that I need you to complete over these over these text features that we went over today. And if you have any questions, you can hop on that Google Meet. Otherwise, I will see you all tomorrow. Okay.